Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. It's Monday morning. Well, almost 9 o'clock anyway. But anyway, so I am going to do a series. I can't tell you how often I'll be putting out the videos or anything. But I'm going to do things about shelf-stable food, canned food, also to freeze and preserve food, things like that. It'll be in addition to my other videos. So when I went to the not Amish store the other day, which is Discount Store Bronson for somebody that wants to know, they had that Jimmy Dean sausage for $2.75. And so I bought 6 of them. So it wasn't for a bunch of empty calories. It actually was for a purpose. So what I'm going to do, I've never done it before. I've never done either thing that I'm going to do today. I've just been watching videos on it and trying to learn. That's all you can do, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-cook my bacon. I think about 30 minutes is what they were saying. It's going to take me a minute since I have 6 packages and I can only do 2 trays at a time. Normally I cook my bacon till it's fully cooked, but we're not going to do that today. You can fry it if you don't want to bake it, but I always bake mine because I just think it turns out better, and so that's why I'm baking mine. But if you want to fry it, you can, but I prefer baking mine. I started that a couple years ago, and yeah, I think it turned out so much better. I don't think it shrinks as much either. I thought that was 2 pieces for a minute. So I'm going to see how it looks at 20 minutes, and then I'll see again at 30 how it looks. And we just don't want it crispy, but yet still pliable. So it looks like I'm going to have to do 3 batches of 2. Because it looks like 1 will fit on each tray here. And then make sure you save your bacon grease at the end too, so that you still have bacon grease to cook with. Alrighty. So just like that, I'm going to do the other tray, and I will be back. Alright, so I have the first batch in the oven now. And if you remembered, I also got some sausages. So I want to can sausages as well. I'm going to try to get these done. It's going to be a longer, not longer video for you guys, but for me today. Because I'm going to have to wait a half hour and then 90 minutes and all that good stuff. So, but you'll get the best parts. How's that? So I'm going to take all these sausage patties. I do like cooking them in the oven better because after me and Tom did it that one day, I found that it doesn't shrink as much as it does when you fry it. Because when you fry it, it gets very, very shrinky. And I'd like them to stay as full as I can get them to stay. So I'm going to get all of these put on a tray too. And these, the same thing, you're going to want to cook them for about 20 to 30 minutes. You don't want to cook them all the way through. Because remember, these are going to can for, I'm going to do pints, so they're going to can for an hour and 15 minutes. So, yeah. Believe me, with the pressure and the heat in there, they will cook all the way through. I might have to scooch these a little bit closer so I only have to do 1 tray instead of 2 or 3. But like when you can get good deals like I just got on the sausage and the bacon, you know, especially bacon right now is like $5. It's crazy expensive. So if you can get it for, you know, like $2.75 like I just did, this is a good way to preserve it, to keep it, and then you have it shelf stable. But I've been watching a lot of videos on how to do it, and so hopefully I do it right. It'll take a minute to get the folding and stuff down, but I think I've got it. I'll get it. you know, everything that we try at one point, it was brand new, right? I mean, we didn't come with these, you know, like, oh, I can do that, that, because everybody has to learn something. And I think, you know, especially after the hurricanes and stuff, and my prayers do still continue to go out to those people. That's horrible. But especially after watching people deal with the hurricane and everything, it really made me think that, you know, we need to make sure that we have quite a bit of shelf-stable food, because we never know. Now, some people could have had, you know, built-up pantries and stuff, and it would have done no good because their house was, you know, their house was floating down the street. That doesn't do any good. But for those people that, you know, they just are without power or whatever, wouldn't it still be nice to be able to have sausage and bacon and a few of the other things that I'm going to do? So, when the first batch of bacon comes out, I'll set up for the second one, and we'll get these cooked up too. Because everything is going to end up, you're supposed to do hot, hot, and hot, but I'm not going to be able to do that because I've got so much that I'm doing. So, I've got my big canner so I can double can, and I got 12 largemouth pint jars, so that we'll be good. We'll be good. We're going to do this, you guys. I am nervous, but we're going to do this. Alright, so I got the first batch out, and then I'm taking it off the trays, and I'm trying to keep it as straight as I possibly can. And I've got a paper plate with paper towel on it, so it can drain some of the grease off of it. I've got the sausage and another bacon one in the oven right now. So it's just the waiting in between, you know, that's going to be like, ugh. That's going to take forever. It doesn't, though. So I am going to get the next two ready so I can pull them out just the same time and get the trays ready. But this is what my first batch looks like with two of them. I think it looks pretty good. Seems weird to pull it out when it's not quite crispy yet, but that's okay. I will get the next ones ready to go in, and hopefully we can start canning soon. Alright, so the sausage is done. So now I'm just going to take each one off the tray. And you don't have to do this. There's not that much grease, but I would just assume not to can it with all that grease. So I'm going to put each of them on the plate here and let them cool and to drain off too as well. I had a half of package left, and so I just fried that up. I got the last two in the oven right now, and I had some little bits and pieces that I'm going to save for lunch, and I'll have bacon and mayo sandwich or something with it, because they're just little tiny pieces that fell off. So alright, so there's the sausages. Let me show you what those look like. And they don't shrink up when you bake them like that. So I'll be back. Alright, so now while I'm waiting for the bacon to cool down, we're going to start doing up the sausage. So, from what I gather, you need to put a little bit of salt in with the sausage, otherwise it cooks all the flavor out, and we don't want that to happen. So it says a half a teaspoon. I'm going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm not much for all that extra salt. You can use anything but iodized salt. Don't use that, your regular table salt. So now, I'm a little nervous. Never done this, so we're going to do it together. We'll see which way works out best. So now I'm planning on, is it six per jar? 4, 5, 6. And I'm hoping that because I'm going to have a couple left, maybe I can slide them in sideways or something so that we don't waste them. Well, I wouldn't waste them anyway, but you know what I mean. And one of the reasons for cooking them beforehand is so that they don't, you know, they don't stick together. Otherwise, you have to put parchment paper and stuff in between all of them. Which I guess if you want to do that, you could. But this way, they're not supposed to stick together. Come out of there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I didn't want to come out one. See how that was? Difficult. I've actually done links before, but, and they turned out really good. I think I have a few downstairs still. That's 5 and 6. And then I'm going to try to fit these down the side of one of them. Oh, that'll work for sure. Just make sure that one you wash the rim even better. Because you know that you got grease on it. So I'm going to get that out of the way. Alright, so now with this, it says you have to add water. I've seen people that didn't, but the people that I watched the most, they added water. I'm going to go up to just below the 1/2 inch because you still are going, or just below the inch. You still are going to have grease come off of these, and I don't want too much coming up because then it'll go up underneath the seal. So there's some things you can take on your own, some things, you know, you want to take and listen really carefully to other people. And I'm just going to run my debubbler down the side of each one of these. Well, this isn't my normal debubbler, but you know what I mean. Just to make sure we don't have any air in there, nothing stuck. Okay. So now this time I do have vinegar because it's all meat, so it's all grease. And we're going to make sure we clean those rims really, really good. Now the bacon, that's what I'm really, really nervous about because I hope I fold it and stuff right, you know what I mean? I want to wash that one just a little bit better. I haven't worked with vinegar in a long time, so as far as to clean my rims. And then we're going to put our lids on them, fingertip tight. Now the reason I have my big canner out today because I plan on hopefully having 12 jars of food so that I will need to double that up. And I can in my tall one, I can't in my short one. Alright, I'm going to put those in my canner and I'll be right back. Well, Tom and Courtney are on their way home. They're out of power at work. Nice to have them home early, but that's a short paycheck. Alright, so I tried one, and I think I did it. So let's do it in front of you guys. Okay. So now you take about 2 foot of parchment paper. It has to be parchment paper, not wax paper. And I learned this from Southern Frugal Mama. Make sure that you go to the top and leave a little bit off to the side so that you have this space. And if you put one on each end, that'll hold it down. Now I got like 10 pieces that first one I did. So let's see here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 6, 9, 10. Okay. I think 10 will be fine. All right. So now, let's see if I can do this again. I know one thing. Everything about me feels oily right now. All right. So you're going to take that bottom and fold it up and push it down. Then you're going to take it again and fold it in half and push it again. Then you flip it up. You're going to start at the one end with that little piece there, and you're going to roll it really, really tight. Make sure you keep that on there. I know my hands are in the way, aren't they? This one's not rolling as easy as the first one did, you know, because I'm showing somebody, that's why. We'll get it. Keep rolling it up. Then into your jar. That one I got a few pieces sticking up. Let me push them down. All right. Let's take some vinegar. Wipe that top off really good. Lid on. And fingertip tight. All right, let's do one more. She was using the dollar store parchment paper, and it's not quite as long, or the dollar store is not quite as wide. So I think that's the discrepancy there with the difference in size. So put there, one there, one over here, and it holds it. Haha. Now let's just fill the inside. There's 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. I'm going to put in one more smaller piece because there was one of the packages of bacon that wasn't very wide, and it was like, that's where I got the extra pieces off of too. So we're going to go up. I'm going to go up a little bit farther this time, and then we're going to put it in half, flip it over. Let's try rolling it from this side, see if it helps me anymore. And keep it rolled as tight as you can. Oh, that went down so much better. See that? Not quite as high up on there. Let's clean that rim. Put a lid on it. Fingertip tight. Alright, let me finish the rest of them and then I'll come back. Alright, now so to separate them, I have one of these. And you just throw that inside on top. I ended up getting 6 of the bacon as well. So I'm going to put 5 on top, and then this bacon and the sausage is below too. Then we're going to get our lid put on there. And we're going to fire up. It does have water in the bottom. Now I'm going to wait for it to vent up here for 10 minutes. Once it gets to a full-blown steam for 10 whole minutes. My camera's got grease on it, sorry. I'll have to wash my hands real good and clean it up good. But anyway, so once it vents for 10 minutes, then I'm going to put my jiggler on there. And for pints, it's going to be 75 minutes, 1 hour and 15 minutes. So, maybe I'll bring you back when I see it jiggling. If not, I'll see you at the end. So there we go. All of the jars have set. There's the bacon. And look at that sausage still a-cooking. Let's fill it to the rafters, guys. We can do it. When you get a sale, take advantage of it. Put it in a jar. Get it on your shelf. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing.